Okay, everyone. Do I always say that, Penny? I feel like I don't want to say the same thing every single day. I want to
I don't
be,
think so.
I want to change it up and be cool and hip and say, well, let's see. We say good morning a lot. We say a lot of things, but
It's morning.
let's carry on. We'll carry on. Welcome to Memory Bound, right in the middle of Iowa. It's Hump Day. And Darlene, thank you. We're glad you're here from VA. I believe that's Virginia. And speaking of that, Virginia's here too.
Woo!
So we got people from Virginia and Virginia here. And what's really cool is we have Penny here today. And as you might know, she's one of our Copic coloring ninjas. And she's going to show us how to color some of these metal paint cans. And you can make them metallic-y, or like Penny's going to show you, you can make them a color, right, Penny?
Yes, absolutely.
So
It's Color Week.
It's Color Week. It is. We're going to craft your life in color this week. But before we do that, May the 4th be with you, everybody. Today is May 4th, and I am a huge Star Wars fan. So Penny, show us these couple tablets. We have 2 tablets in that we ordered just for today for Star Wars.
And
Are
I bought
those
them
going to be
both.
hard? Oh, you did buy them both?
I bought them both. I made a birthday card for my son. So I used the black star background. And then I cut off the strips. And of course, the kids thought I did something like taboo. Mom, those are copyrighted. I said,
Oh.
It's scrapbook paper.
It's
But
fine.
look at that.
It takes you back.
And it's got included the Mandalorian in it.
And I did watch that series. My husband and I watched that.
But some great little squares and some good Darth Vader.
You know, my kids are huge Star Wars fans too. So there's 2 collections, and I think they both have 12 papers each in them.
Yep, 2 of each. And both sides I think are really cool. And we did the Star Wars little part of Disney in January. It's my favorite ride of all times.
So, and May the 4th be with all of you.
Yes.
And check out the Star Wars paper packs. These are going to be online. I think they might be under our Disney theme, but they're also under paper packs. And it is Diana's birthday.
Happy
So
birthday,
Diana, happy birthday. Her birthday's always on a Star Wars day, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
She said, Penny, that yesterday she bought her birthday presents here at Memory Bound. So
Yay!
you got to love that, right?
Absolutely.
And Lisa says Yoda is her boyfriend. Love it, love it. Okay, well, oh my gosh, and Mary and Juanita are watching from Central City Freedom Rock. So they are, we might say, on location, out and about, traveling. And it's a sunny day here today, so we like that. May 4th is here. Now, today our Copic markers, and here's some of Penny's, and I'm going to say some of, because I know those aren't all of them, Penny. There are some of Penny's Copic markers right there, and she's going to tell us all about it. They're 15% off today for our daily National Scrapbook Week special. And Penny, do you remember how much that was? If they're 15% off, like about
$6.38.
they're about $1 off, whatever that is.
Yep.
So, okay, but before we get started, Penny, I'm going to hand you this because I
Yep.
just want to share a few things with everybody. We are right in the middle of National Scrapbook Week, and here at Memory Bound, we have celebrated lots of National Scrapbook Weeks because we've been here for 20 years. And this year, our theme is Craft Your Life in Color because we felt like everybody needs a little happiness, and color makes people happy. So that's our whole theme this week. We've got lots of demos, like today is coloring with Penny. We've had lots of colorful demos. Yesterday, Maggie was here with a paintbrush, die and set, and her kits, by the way, are sold out, but we have more coming. So if you missed out on that yesterday, there are more coming. And I just want to thank everybody for joining in with us on National Scrapbook Week and having fun and enjoying the bargains and all the specials and, you know, the Doodlebug bags and everything that's going on, the demos. And I also wanted to say that it's National Scrapbook Week, but we're celebrating all paper crafting, card making, mixed media. Tomorrow Maggie's going to be here with kind of a mixed media demo. But I also want to mention scrapbooking in particular because I think National Scrapbook Week is a great time to do all of this fun stuff we've been doing. And it's also a great time to get out your scrapbooks and enjoy them a little bit and relive some of your memories. So I brought in, I had to go dig for, I tried to find my very first layout I ever made, Penny, and I don't know where that's at. But I grabbed a scrapbook today just to show you and to remind you to get out your scrapbooks and share them with read them yourself or look at them yourself, share them with your kids, your grandkids, because they are your story. And I just thought you guys might enjoy. This one is 25 years old, so I made this 25 years ago, and you'll recognize the style if you have been scrapbooking for a while. And it might not be the way I would design layouts today, but I have to tell you, I went back and I was looking at these pictures, and they've got little sketches and tickets and brochures, and I really enjoyed that. And so make National Scrapbook Week part of reliving your memories and things by getting your scrapbooks out and spending some time with them. That's a good way to put it, Penny. Spend some time with your scrapbooks.
Yes.
So then I went 5 years after that. So 2012, this would be 10 years ago. And this is just another scrapbook I got out. And this is one that's just everyday lives. And this is more of a mini, maybe a junk album. But I really enjoyed looking at some of the things that we did, even if it was just, here we are taking inventory at Memory Bound, actually. And out with dinner with friends, just different little things that we might not think is a special thing to do today, but when you look back on it, it was a special thing. There's that quote, Penny, about today's moments. You don't know that this moment is going to be such a special time or whatever. I'm going to have to find the quote and bring it in later. I even wrote down some TV shows that I like to watch. I've got pictures from that. So anyway, get out your scrapbooks this week. Play along with us here at Memory Bound. Enjoy. Have a great time. We still got 3 more days to go. Yes. Wait, let me count them up. I think 4. No, 3. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 4, because it's hump day today.
That's right.
So we're right in the middle of it. Welcome, everybody. We're super glad that you're here. And now we're going to jump over to Penny and check out some more colorful for Craft Your Life in Color with the Copic markers. So Penny, let's see what you got today. I can't wait. Okay. I know it's going to be a treat. Now, if you're wondering what's going on this week, I think Janet will probably share a link to, we had an email, and it is here on Facebook, an email with everything that's happening during the week and our demos and our daily specials. Okay, Laura says today's moments are tomorrow's memories. I love that. Thank you so much. And Christine says my scrapbook looked exactly like hers. So there's lots of good comments. Julie says embrace your first albums. Absolutely, absolutely.
And Chewbacca is a lot of people's favorite character. Big.
It's funny, Penny, because Doug and I started rewatching all the main 6 Star Wars movies, and I understand the newer ones better, because I think I wasn't as in tune then because we had kids and that kind of stuff. The first ones we were kids, then the second ones we had kids.
Yep.
All right. Well, Penny has the stamp set. It's from
Honeybee
that she picked out. And it's called Farm Fresh Flowers, and it does have a coordinating die set. And Penny, let's see, I don't even know how much this is. It's $20.99, and it's got what she's using today, and then it's also got these nice little phrases. Thank you so much. Hello, friend. Love you. So once again, you can combine images and the words, and you're done. You don't really need anything else. Penny, do I have to tell them about this little piece here?
The stems?
Yes. I had to ask Penny, what are those stick things or that grass?
That's the stems for the bowl.
The stems. So she helped me figure it out.
And I did not use the bowl because I had done a bowl just recently. So,
well, you did all of these, though, and we love these.
Oh, yeah. Today's all about metals. Get a metallic look. And I did use the Doodlebug Buffalo Check wood grain because I like the smaller patterns that allows us to have.
And the Buffalo Check, it's $6.99, and you're going to get 24 double-sided. So on one side, you'll have that little Buffalo Check, and on the other side is a nice wood grain. And here's a great example of it. because there's the wood grain that Penny used, and then there's the smaller little buffalo check.
Yep.
Or gingham, or whatever you want to call it. Donna says they look like French fries, and that's exactly what I thought too.
That's exactly what they look like. All right, so instead of saving it for the end, I'll bring it out at the beginning.
Oh, Penny!
So,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
here's the die. And so I cut it out, and I didn't stamp it. I just colored the bottom red, and I colored the top with
Oh my gosh.
I just played around with colors. And then the tin can label, I turned into a hamburger. And then you have the round bowl die, and then you have the flower die, and that's the top view of a hamburger.
Oh, Penny. I hope I didn't ruin your surprise, but
No.
that is amazing. Oh,
So-
my word. The hearts are flowing through on that.
I put that on the Simple Stories gingham pattern that we got in the new summer line.
Oh, that's so fun. Now, that is where you look at the shape.
Yep, look at the
Don't look
shape.
at like, oh, that's stems. Like, gosh, that looks kind of like French fries.
And the milk can could be a big size bottle, like a jar.
Sure.
So, yeah, you have to just kind of look at the shapes and have some fun. And
We're all going to be looking
for
at
it.
all of our dies. So do you want to color first and then tell us about your cards that you made, or how would you like to?
Sure, let's color. I don't want to intimidate anybody because sometimes you'll know that I've got like 5, 6, 7, 8 markers out to do something. So what I did with this green picture is that I used 2 colors. That one so I used in the picture, and I didn't write them down, but the picture uses basically 2 colors, and I used the G21 and the G24, and I tried really just doing it with 1 color. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate that right now. We're going to color this so that you can go for effect with 1 color. So we're going to try it.
So we need to maybe explain, back up just a little bit. Copic
Okay.
markers are an alcohol ink based marker. And you might not be familiar with them. They are made to blend. The alcohol ink is perfect for blending and shading. And you don't really have to be an artist.
No, you don't have to be an artist
You
at
just
all.
have to know the technique, and it's really easy. They are forgiving. And then the other thing about the markers is once you buy a marker, you'll never have to buy another one because you can refill them with the ink. You can replace the nibs on them if you need to. And if you happen to be local, Penny has a re-inking service that she does for $2 a marker. She'll refill your marker, and you just bring them in here to Memory Bound. Now, I know a lot of you are out of town, out of state, out of country, wherever, and that's not so handy for you. But if you're local or coming to the store, or you can mail them in if you want, and then just provide envelope to mail them back to you in, Penny would be happy to do it.
Absolutely. Or if you're going to be traveling and passing through, shoot us the dates. I can bring my stuff up to the store, and we'll try to take care of you in store. Not a problem.
Okay, so Penny is using G21 right now.
Sorry, G21 right there. It's stuck to my finger.
And you're just kind of flicking the ink in from
Yep.
the outside.
And I'm going over the outside edge because I want it to create a natural dimension.
So this is how you're going to make it less flat and more rounded.
Yep. And I want also some texture in it, so I'm trying to get up on the tip of my nib so that I create some lines, because nothing is completely flat and shiny and except glass.
Well, I think we should congratulate Kelly because she's been working on her collection of Copic markers for 10 years, and she's close to having them all. Now, if there's some you're missing and this might be a good day to get them here at Memory Bound when they're on sale for 15% off. And we carry all the colors. There's well over 300. We carry them all. There are a couple colors that are back ordered, and I think they're trying to get them here from Japan. So there's a couple colors that we're out of, but most of them were fully stocked in.
And I was chatting with Susie yesterday. So Susie, you'll see that the first card on the table has some of the oranges. In fact, the first two cards have some oranges in it. I went home and then played with a little bit of different orange combinations. So sometimes you want more yellow, sometimes you want more yellow reds to get that orange. Orange is a color that's not a natural color, it's a combination color.
So Penny, you just keep going from the edges?
I just keep going to the edges, and I'm trying to go a little bit farther each time to create the texture that I want to keep up with that shadow. Now that's really not too bad.
Yeah, that looks pretty good right there.
So I'm going to try to go all the way across now. And I don't want to lose my shadow.
Thank you, they're gorgeous. Elena said, did you find the reds burp a lot?
The reds are unique.
Okay.
That's
a question for you, not for me, obviously.
Yes, reds are sometimes they're a beast, and they explode, and they do burp a lot.
I didn't know that, Penny.
Yes, they're hard to color with. They're not nice. They don't play well with others, and that's what makes using them kind of fun. They're like fun. Your problem child, and we all have a problem child.
Now, Penny was a music teacher in an elementary school, so she might have had a problem child
or two or three. And I want to say thank you to all of our educators and teachers. Yes. It is Education Week, and both of my children are going into education. And my husband and I are both retired teachers, and it's a special week to appreciate them. Their job is getting harder and harder, and unfortunately there's educators leaving the profession, and we need them. We need them to shape the children of our tomorrow to be better citizens than what we're seeing in a lot of communities right now. So thank you to our educators, especially this week. And then I'll have to make sure that when Nurses Week comes around, we thank our nurses, because I got a nurse in the family now too.
You've got all good professions in your family, obviously. And a lot of people are chiming in here that they've got people in their families that are teachers. Penny, that is looking amazing.
So this is just one color. One color. Now, I just wanted you to see what you can do with one color. I've purposely left that middle blank. I'm still trying to get those lines to go across. But a lot of times you won't buy just one. You'll buy at least a pair. So I'm going to jump up to the G24, and I'm just going to add some lines to give it a little bit more detail and a little bit of depth. The shadow around the edge. I'm going to try
and you could have been fine if you would have left it the way it was. So you can go one color, or then if you got another color, just add, like Penny's doing, these lines. And the ink just kind of blends in, doesn't it, Penny?
It does. And if you just let it sit, we'll just let that sit, and we'll look at the difference between, I say let it sit, and then I still want to play.
It's hard.
Okay, we're just going to let that sit, and it's going to do its own little thing. I didn't do the lip or the handle. I just wanted you to see what you can do if you just get your colors out in color.
I think it looks great.
And if we're just going to color, why not just go ahead, just color we'll make it complete.
We have a message from Donna here. She's wondering about Katie. She loves everybody here. And you guys, Katie went without a voice. She lost her voice.
And we all know how hard that is.
Yes, try to imagine Katie without a voice. And then she got a virus and was coughing a lot. I don't know if I can share all this because of HIPAA, you know, Penny, but just to let you know, Katie's back in the store today. So Katie is back, and she will be here next week with a new album kit.
There we go. 2 markers. Really could have been done with 1.
Looks great.
So,
And show us the colors you used again, Penny.
so I used the G21 and the G24.
And
and-
if you're new, all the markers are labeled according to their color family. G for green, R for red, and so on. And then the saturation of color.
All right, so then this was,
I love that on the red check background.
and then I went a shade darker. I went with the G28 with the G24 for the grass. And then this can was done using the cool tones, the C's. Unfortunately, that C1 is one that we are out of and back ordered. So this is the cools. Cools, Katie said she's heard it's a good winter color because of the blues in it.
That looks so cool, Penny. I want to mention this label that you did on the front too, that's part of the stamp
It's
set.
part of the stamp set.
So you have this little, thanks, that helps a lot. So it has that little label with it, or you could put the flowers or the hello or
the
whatever.
farm fresh milk. It fits right in there.
And there's a die that cuts that little centerpiece of the milk can out.
That
so
was
there's
the
a die
hamburger.
that cuts this. Oh yeah, her hamburger die. They love your coloring, Penny. Lots of nice comments. And Donna said, Katie, no voice, hard to believe.
I know. I know.
All right, and okay, so
Our-
what else are you going to show us?
I'm going to show copper. Copper is probably the most liked color when I was showing it out at the retreat, because that's when I got my stamp set. I started playing around. So I thought we would do just kind of review a couple things that we've already shared, and that is the wood plank. So I made a little table. I stamped the image. I already put the cast shadow on it, and with the cast shadow, I used the BV20 for all the shadows in this set today. And then I used Y21, and I just did what I call a sunburst out from the can in all directions, just so that the can wasn't...
I had to feel that, because with that shadow, I felt like that was the die cut on there, Penny.
Yep. Just to give it a little bit of color so that we can do a complete card from beginning to end. So I've already done the background areas. So this is how I would do copper.
Penny, before you do copper, could
Okay.
you just explain like the paper and the ink that you use when you stamp? Because there are special things for Copic markers that will make you more successful.
Oh, absolutely. I like to use the Hammermill 100-pound paper that we have in the store. And you can get 10 sheets for $4.99. There's also the 80-pound Nina, which is very good Copic paper. And then there's Express It. The difference between the paper is how the ink reacts to the paper, whether it sits higher on the paper or if it soaks into the paper.
And you want high saturation. You want it to soak in.
Yes.
Because if you look on the back of Penny's coloring, it will have, like your green can that you just did maybe, it will go through, and that's what you want. Because you don't want it to spread out.
That's kind of neat. You can kind of see more of the lines.
Yeah.
Which is what we were going for. So those are the papers. My favorite is the hammer mill. So I just took my hammer mill and treated it like regular cardstock. I cut it, and then I scored it at the 5.5 and made a card. And then I used my Memento black ink and stamped the image. Memento is my go-to for Copic inking for stamps. It is the friendliest. It will not cause any problems with your markers. Anytime you use pencil, it will damage your tip because markers and ink and pencil lead does not really play well together.
And you can't use an alcohol-based ink pad.
No.
Because it will bleed. The
Yep.
alcohol in the markers will cause it to smear or bleed. So Memento is the best one, and I guess we didn't bring one over today, but we do have Memento ink pads. And then Penny, what if I'm a beginner and I'm just getting started? What advice do you have? Because I can't buy 300 markers to start out with. So
No.
what would you tell people?
I would tell people, first of all, I would ask them what they're going to color. If they're going to color animals, I would lead them to the earth tones. If they're going to color flowers, I would lead them towards a few greens and a few yellows and some yellow reds and a couple of pinks. And it just kind of depends on where they want to go.
Kind of what you're starting with, yeah.
Yep, I do have my favorites. A couple, like this green set here, the G20212428 is one of them.
And the cool thing is that you guys, that Penny is working all day today. So if you had needed some advice on Copics or had a question, you could call and Penny would love to help you.
Another one of my favorites is the YG616367 series. It's not as bright as the G series. So, I mean, I have my favorites, and I know Katie has her favorites. I have a favorite blue series that I've used in the past.
Penny, unplug your mic and plug it back in there. They said that I know you lost. She really did lose her mic. It fell off her shirt, but then they said they can't hear you. Okay, I think you're probably back now.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a favorite blue?
I have a couple favorite blues. If I wanted to do a 2 blue set, I would do the 4-1 and the 4-5. And if I wanted to do a 3 blue set, and that the 4145 and then the B9 series are good for denims. So the 95, the 97, the 99 I will pull out. So again, it just kind of depends on what you're doing, and we're gonna see how many markers.
But we can help you find markers that blend well together.
Yeah.
That are in kind of the same family.
So here's another nice set I just pulled out this morning. I was just kind of playing, because if you wanted to do a different color of tin, I would play with the BG72 and the BG75.
I love those colors.
Oh, and when they color, we'll do a really fast one. But I love, because this to me has a little chalky look to it, and a lot of the new craft.
Penny, evidently your mic is still not working, so could you turn it off, all the way off? Okay, we're going to fix Penny's mic here before, and then push it in hard and turn it on. All right, so Penny's back, hopefully.
Am I back? Maybe.
I do love that color. I've got that color in my family room, and I love it, Penny. Now I know what my Copic go-to color is.
Well, and this to me is just a really pretty chalky color. And so I thought this would be a fun one to show. And it's not one I pull out a lot. But it's always fun to try new colors and new combinations. And I thought for the milk can, it would be a great try.
I think it's beautiful.
We're just going to do a swatch of color all the way across.
Corrine loves that color too, so.
And I got to quit holding them here. So that's the BG72. I'm just going to do the bottom half. And then
Flowers are such a fun thing to color.
BG75. We're just going to add a little bit. Morning, Janine.
You know, it's funny when you color, Penny, when Katie and I got certified many years ago in Copic coloring, our flicks are a lot thicker. You have very delicate flicks.
Just get up on the tip more.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
I want those lines. And so I'm really going to get up.
Julie loves the color too, and she wants a shirt in that color. So do I.
That would be a great
Oh,
color for a shirt. It's kind of a muted, chalkier version of the Memory Brown teal, isn't it?
It is, like our logo. So on these, while Penny's coloring that, on these projects, she colored them and then she die cut them so that she could put the flowers into the little can. And she did the same thing here, and she popped up the label on the can with some foam, little foam
Pop squares or whatever
things.
those are over
Foam
there.
pop things.
I had to buy 4 packages the other day. I was completely out.
And Penny, your color choice is so cool because you got all your oranges and yellows, and then you threw in the purple in there to just kind of throw us off a little bit. But what it does is it makes the other colors pop.
Yeah. So anyway, again, 2 markers, 2 different colors, one that I haven't gone to, but I'm going to come back to this
I
color.
think you should. That's really pretty.
We'll do a sweep of color with the lighter color just to kind of tie it all together.
And if you're interested in Copic markers, there's lots of YouTube videos out there.
Oh, yeah. And then some people would want a different color for the top. And so they might do a Y2-1.
I think these cans and flowers would be great on a scrapbook layout.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be great on a spring page.
I'm waiting for my 12 by 12 Misty so I can stamp my scrapbook
They're
pages.
still not in stock, Penny. I checked last night.
Oh, you knew
So
I
if
was
you're
gonna
wanting
want
a
one.
12 by 12 Misty, we are trying to get them, but they are out of stock. They're probably trying to get here from China. Here's a marker question for you, Penny. Cindy wants to know, do they dry out quickly if you forget to put the lid back on?
Well, I don't know how quickly they will, but
If you're just coloring, you don't need to put the lid on, right?
no, not for a short amount of time. I mean, I might have left mine off for 15, 20 minutes, but
We have had markers here at the store that were dried out because the cap wasn't on them.
they're only guaranteed 3 years, really. I mean, that's what I've read. So
Okay.
you
we're
bought
ready.
them, you made the investment, you better use them.
Penny, can you just hold up your coppers, the colors you're going to use before you start? People
Okay.
are asking about it.
So from right to left, E11, E15, E18, and then E08.
E08.
Okay, so E11, E15, the difference is the second letter. You'll see that there's more brown. From E15 to E18, there's more. There's more different color. And then from E08 from E18, it's the same, I'll call it intensity, but the colors are different because it's a 0 and it's a 1.
So they're all coded. The first number
Yep.
and the second number have different meanings, and one of them is
And
how intense the color is. Is it more gray or is it
Yep.
more brown?
Yep. So
And you're starting
here
with,
we go.
She's starting
I'm going to
with
start
E11.
with E11, and I'm going to give everything a coat of color just to get the page wet. And I'm not going to worry about the label. I can choose to stamp and die, cut the label later if I
And that's
choose.
what she did here. And all of these samples that Penny colored for us, I'll take pictures of them so you can see what colors she used to get what effects.
On the way here, I was looking at the sky, and when's the last time you really looked at the sky? Well, it seems like I always look at the sky when I have my Copics out because the sky is not what you think. Did you realize there's white up in the sky? Yeah, there is.
Penny, this is getting deep. I feel like
I
I'm
know.
in science class now.
I know it. Okay. Now I'm
yeah.
going to go to E15, and I'm going to start at the edge, and I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing all morning.
So we are now coloring copper. And Penny is working with, she first put on E11, now she's doing E15, and this is the effect that we're going to get. It doesn't seem like what she's doing is going to get to this, but I know it will. Now Penny, on your labels, did you color them with a Copic marker?
I did.
Okay, this was an aha the last time Penny was here. She was die cutting like greetings, like happy birthday, and she stamped them and then she colored them with her Copic markers. And I would have never thought to do that. That was my big wow. My huge wow. Oh, and Steve says good morning, and that he was happy to see all of us yesterday. And Steve, we love seeing you too, and we really appreciate you making the drive. People that shop from far away is really special.
He usually comes in on the weekend. It was so fun to see him.
I feel like we should have some elevator music.
I know.
I'm going to get down here so we can really see what you're doing. So you're leaving that empty third pretty much open.
Yeah, probably should have gone farther, but we're gonna.
So now she's doing E18. So we've done 11, 15, and 18. So you're doing them in kind of numerical order, but
I
not
am.
really, but kind of.
And it's not the way I did it last week.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, let's everybody cross your fingers.
But
It's
doesn't-
funny, Penny, because people enjoy watching you color.
Oh my gosh.
No pressure. And
No
they do love your
pressure.
nails also.
I had to do those quick this morning in favor of my little dog. All right.
So now what do we go
So
with? E08.
now we're going to go with E08. This is going to bring up the red.
Oh, Karen says we should have Star Wars music. And we
Oh,
should.
yeah. Dun, dun.
There was we watched a show about Star Wars and the making of the first Star Wars movie, and it was not supposed to be a success. And there's a really good show out on Disney Plus about the making of the movie and trying to get funding and the conditions, and it's not what you would expect at all. It's very interesting. Kelly says she loves to cuddle metal, wood, and hair. And we kind of got the wood going on and the metal going on today. And maybe Penny will find a good stamp that's got a cute little people on it, and she can do skin and hair for us sometime.
Yeah, because then that opens a whole can of worms. We got brunettes, we got blondes, we got
Different skin tone, there's different skin tones. Maybe we should stick with flowers. Flowers in cans. So as Penny's coloring with the E15, she's just kind of making her little lines longer and longer. I really like your background on that, Penny.
Thanks.
And I really love these ginghams on the background, especially the very neutral one. It makes the flowers pop. It's getting more coppery. So while you're coloring, Penny.
Yep. You want to go show them the Copics?
Yeah. Okay, so, well, but I don't want to miss anything, because now you're back to what, E?
I'm back to the beginning.
The lighter color.
Yep.
So are you doing all the colors twice?
Maybe.
I think Penny's making this up as we go along, everybody. And that's
You know
okay.
it.
Oh, it's looking good. Oh my gosh, from here it looks really good.
Now I'm going to back up to E15.
And this is really a pretty big surface.
It is a big...
A lot of times your images that you're coloring are more like these flowers, and they're a little smaller. And you can see where Penny has done some shading on the tulip there, the big orange tulip and the little tulip. And if you look up close, you can see this flower has kind of orange on the tips. And let me pull this one up to give everybody a closer look. So when you just look at them, they just look dimensional and amazing. But if you really take a look up close, you can see where Penny has done exactly what she's doing now, just with different colors. And Penny, Peggy wants to know what is a good shadow color.
Sometimes I can't do two things at the same time. BV20, BV23.
So the blue violets she used here.
I use like C0 or C1 or neutrals.
So BV, the low BVs, or she uses the Cs sometime, which are your cool grays. And I've used the other grays also. I've used the warm grays before.
The zeros, the ones, kind of depends on what color schemes you're dealing with.
I've not heard of the BVs before, but I have heard about any of the grays, as long as you go really light.
Yeah, the
Wendy
zeros
likes
and the
warm
ones.
Grays. So this gives you an idea. These are warm grays, and this is going to be your neutral grays, and then here's your cool gray. So you can, I'm going to pull back so you can kind of see all the difference. Oh, Penny, it's looking good. So basically Penny's going over it with all her different colors.
Until I get what I want.
Penny,
And it's never done until you decide you're finished.
Yeah, you can always add more color.
Because I'll leave something sit. Like if I don't really know if I like that or not, I'll leave it sit tonight and I'll look at it tomorrow. And then tomorrow, chances are it's like, oh, I kind of like that one.
That's really cool. Things always look better the next day. And there's a question about the colors that she used on these, and I will take pictures, so you don't need to write them down. But Penny did jot down all the colors that she used. So she's going over it again. And then we have a question if we have the fluorescent colors in stock. So Penny, I'm going to run over to the Copic markers.
Yep, we do have the fluorescents in stock. You bet.
There's Teresa. Look at her shirt. Do more of what makes you happy. That is a good philosophy. Scrapbooking and card making, for sure. So here are the Copic markers. They're normally $7.49 and they're 15% off today. And here is this is a card that Penny had colored with the Copics on her last video. And the same with these, Penny colored for us on her last video. But you'll see that we do have all the markers, and here are those fluorescent markers that we're asked about. There are a couple colors that are out because they're on back order, but typically we carry all of them.
Nope, they'll ring up on sale.
And they are refillable. You can change out the nibs if you wear out a nib. Here's all the grays. So you got your cool, your neutral, and your warm grays. And then you have blues. It's just pretty to look at this. And then you got blue violets and your earth tones and greens. And then we go into reds and the red violets and the violets and the yellows and the yellow greens. And we do have a chart for Copics. We have this hex chart here. And I don't know that that's online, but after the video we can make sure that it gets put online, and so you can purchase that if you want to. So there's the Copic markers. And like we mentioned before, if you're local and your marker runs out, Penny does refill markers here for $2 a marker. You can always buy refills and refill them yourself if that's what you want to do. And then here's a sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, and that's when our Distress inks are going to be on special. And oh my gosh, look at the color there. We've got another rainbow. Penny, we have rainbows all over the store.
Yes, because they're colorful.
Wendy, our display with our Copics came from our Copic distributor probably 15 years ago. It's when we ordered them all, that came with it. Oh, and Julie just made a comment, Penny, that I forgot all about. There is an app. So go out and download the Copic app, and then you can keep track of all your colors. That's a great way to do it.
And if you're in the store and you have questions about that app, I do understand it. You can make a shopping list from it. You can decide which markers you already have. Yeah, and then you can find complementary colors that go along with the colors you're doing. Okay, I would quit with the bottom of the jar
It looks good.
because I like it. Now,
right.
it's not as bright as this one, because this one I started with the dark color, the E08, and I went to the light color.
And here you went.
Today
light to
I
dark.
went from light to dark. So that
it
will
makes a little
change
difference.
things
Makes
a little
difference,
bit.
but it looks good.
So there we go.
Kelly wants to know if we have the tea grays. I'm sure
We do have.
Yeah, we
Yep.
carry them all. And they're online. You can go online and you can go to shopping. We'll go to memorybound.com and then go to shopping and then go to pens and markers and then click on Copic brand, and they'll all pop right up. Or you can call us too. We're happy to get them if it's easier for you to
Oh,
give us a call.
absolutely.
We don't mind doing that at all. And they will discount automatically whether you order them in the store or online. Wow, Penny, that is so cool. So we learned how to color metal today with the copper, but you would do the same thing just by changing your colors out.
Yep. Pewter,
If you want to have more
stainless.
pewter or
Yep.
granite or something. So I love it, Penny. Oh, let's see if I've got some other comments here that I missed. Oh, they're just asked what you used for the purple here.
Those are the V12, 15, and 17.
Whoops. Sorry, I jumped there, everybody. Oh, it's written
Yep,
right
it's
here.
written right there.
I'm trying to get the markers, but it's written right there.
Yep.
And we will take pictures of all of that so you have it. So, boom, we're done. Right,
Boom,
Penny?
we're done.
We're done.
That's right.
We learned how to color using this really cool stamp.
Oh, I
Farm Fresh
love the
Flowers.
stamp set.
And it's very versatile. You can do a lot of things with it. It's from Honeybee. We talked about paper, the special ink, the markers, and how to color these paint cans. And Penny, thank you so very much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We love your expertise. It's nice to have an expert here with the Copic. And I want to show this again. Here's the French fries and the hamburgers
That's for Janine.
made with this dye. So we love it. We love it. And everybody, may the 4th be with you today. I hope you have a wonderful, crafty day. And we are halfway through National Scrapbook Week. Oh, wait. Somebody asked me to pause for each card.
Oh, well, we'll
So
take pictures.
I'll be happy to take pictures, but there's, if you want to get a little screenshot. And we'll stop at that one.
It's a great example of the different colors
grays.
in all the grays. Whether it's more towards the black, or I think the tees are more green.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit green. You think gray is gray, but it's really not.
Ugh.
It's not.
It's like, did you know there's over 1,000 shades of white?
Okay, and here's the last 2 cards, and I will take pictures. And as you might know, Janet keeps our blog going, and she will post a post on our blog, and she'll share it to Facebook, and it'll all be good, and you'll be set to go. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful crafty day, and we will be back tomorrow morning, and Maggie will be back with a mixed media
Awesome.
card and a little
Yeah.
surprise. So we'll see you tomorrow, everyone.
Thank you.